look at that. These are absolutely delicious. That is perfect.
The Wild Grill is brought to you by Napoleon Grills, North Fork Bison,
Welcome to the Wild Grill. Today is a good day. And why is it a good day? Because I have a friend coming for dinner. And by friend, I mean a feathered one. And by for dinner, I actually mean it is dinner. And if you're now thinking duck, you would be right. I will be pan-searing these beautiful Mallard duck breasts and serving them with a delicious and savory wild mushroom rice. And to lighten my plate, I will be making a delicious strawberry spinach salad. And for dessert, delectable chocolate mousse. It's gonna be so, so good. And to kick it off, I'll start by butchering our guest of honor. Now, if you don't have duck to prepare from this stage, your local grocery store or butcher will have duck breast ready to go for you. Now I'm gonna jump into my salad, and this delicious salad is good all year long. Some people may say it's similar to like a summer salad. Maybe you should only have it then, but don't listen to them. It is good any season. So I wanna start by getting all my ingredients into my mason jar, and then we'll shake it up. So what we have today is olive oil, maple syrup, maple syrup, Worcestershire, white vinegar, paprika, white onion, sesame seeds, and last but not least, we have some poppy seeds. Now, if you don't have poppy seeds on hand, feel free to change this out with chia seeds. You'll just want to not let your sauce sit for too long because chia seeds expand in liquids. So let's give this a good shake. It's so easy, so simple. Doesn't take long at all. I love this salad. Next, all we're going to do is add the rest of our ingredients into our spinach. Okay, and what we have here are strawberries, and then I have some slivered almonds. Okay. Now, since it's a strawberry spinach salad, go ahead and get all that goodness in there. Okay. And we're gonna add our beautiful almonds. Now I'm just going to add a little bit of my dressing for now, just to mix it in and make sure my flavors are where I want them. And then right before I serve them is really when I'm going to add the rest of my dressing, get it all mixed up. Oh, it's gonna be so yummy. I know it. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit on there. Oh, look at all of that coming together. That looks good. Now, the good thing about putting some of your sauce on first is that it does give it time to work into your spinach, just to add a little bit of life to your spinach. Get that nice texture that you want. Now let's give this a try. That is so, so good. It's so fresh. It's exactly what I want to not only elevate my dish, but to really add that lightness to it. You're really gonna like this, I promise.
This portion of the Wild Grill is brought to you by Canadian Shield Insect Repellent.
Spring has certainly sprung here, friends, and this sunshine feels so beautiful. I absolutely love it. Something else I love is barbecuing, and to kick that part off, I wanna get a good score on these duck breasts. Let's get those close to me. Now, the reason we want to score our skin is in order to help us render that fat. And when we have that fat rendered, that's what's going to give us that beautiful, crispy skin that we're looking for. Now, Mallard duck is actually known for its rich flavor, and it has a texture similar to beef. And it might be surprising that when we go to cook this beautiful bird, though it's in the poultry family, we actually want to cook it as we would steak because it is a red meat bird. And now what that means is we want to look for that rare to medium cook on it. And we also want that inner temperature to be around 125 to 145 degrees Fahrenheit, rather than what we would look for with poultry, which is around 165 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, we want to add a nice coating of salt on top of our scored skin. And that's going to aid us in that crispy process that we want. And we'll set that aside and just let that salt work its way into that skin. Next, I want to move on to my wild mushroom rice. Now, I'm really excited for this part because I feel like it's really going to give that earthy flavor that I want in combination with my duck. First things first, let's grab our Dutch oven. And super, super simple, guys. All we're going to do is throw our ingredients together. And we're going to start with our beef broth, 1 can of onion soup mix, our Worcestershire. And now we have our mushrooms and our rice going in. Let's give that a quick stir. Make sure all of our rice is nicely coated. Up next, all we want to do is grab our slices of butter. I have about a 1/4 cup of butter slices here. Just going to evenly distribute those over our rice and mushrooms. Now we just cover this up. We're going to place that onto our barbecue. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to place it just to the side on indirect heat, right? Just on medium heat here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn up the right side. And what that's going to do is it's going to give me that convection oven type of experience that I'm looking for from my barbecue. So what I'll do is I'll just leave this on here and I'll come back in about 10-15 minutes, give it a quick stir and check on it, because as you know, rice can be a little finicky to work with. So you just want to keep checking on it until it's to the desired consistency you're looking for.
This Wild Sips is brought to you by Woodman Wines and Spirits.
Welcome to Wild Sips. Today I'd love to introduce my friend Erin here. Erin, I am cooking pan-seared duck breast with wild mushroom rice.
So once again, what we're doing here is we're looking at those earthy flavors. We've got that beautiful, rich duck breast, and we've got that really nice, key, fatty note on top. And that's what's gonna give it all of that flavor, all of that succulence, all of that richness. And that's what's gonna make it so delicious. So Tempranillo is the main red grape of Rioja, Spain, which is arguably the main, biggest, most popular wine region in Spain. I really enjoy this wine because I think it's a sophisticated gulper. Can I say that?
Okay, yes, please do.
I think that there's a lot of nuance to this wine. I think that there's a lot of layers and interest to this wine, but I also think that it's one of those wines that doesn't command too much of your attention. So we've got sort of a medium ruby color here, right? A really nice, beautiful vibrancy. This nose that sort of combines strawberries, like wild strawberries with fresh cherries. And if you think about common flavors with duck, now of course we're not doing it with this particular dish, but often people might even put a little bit of a compote with like some sort of cherry sauce on duck. That's a very common flavor pairing.
I've had that.
And on the palate,
It's almost a zing.
do you get that sort of tannic bite? They're fine, but firm. Almost like a little bit of cotton candy in your mouth.
Yes.
Not sweetness, but that texture. Those are the tannins. So what's going to happen when we pair this with the duck is that really nice protein, that really nice fat cap, that's going to latch on to this tin and it's going to smooth it out. What it'll also do, that sort of earthy and the seasonings of the duck, what that will do is that'll promote this cherry, that'll come through. So this almost becomes like another sauce to your dish, and it's just gonna be piece de resistance.
This portion of the Wild Grill is brought to you by Napoleon Grills.
Napoleon's Prestige Pro Series of barbecues are professional-grade barbecues for your backyard. Cooking with a Dutch oven is a great way to prepare soups, braise meats, and cook rice like today. Napoleon's 6-quart porcelain-coated cast-iron Dutch oven with its dual-purpose lid and integrated feet provide needed airflow and are just a few features that make this Dutch oven a must for your grill. Wow. That is looking absolutely delicious. Probably about another 5 minutes on those. So now it's time to jump over to our duck breasts. I want to get my duck breasts into my skillet, but first things first, let's add some olive oil. Now we'll get these on here skin side down. And what's interesting about this cook is that when it comes to our duck, we are actually going to do 3/4 of our cook on the skin side down. There we go. Those fit in there nicely. One big cozy family. Okay, I'm gonna give just a little dusting of salt on the underside. And now let's get that onto our heat. And as we really start to heat up, what I'm going to do is actually use my tongs to kind of hold that duck down to my pan. The reason for this is because when it really starts to heat up, that skin will start to contract. And so it starts to curl a little bit, and I want nice flat breasts in my pan. That actually sounds funny. Now, people who cook duck a lot, they actually say that there's a different sound that happens in the pan once that skin has reached the crispiness that they're looking for. Now, I'm not quite there yet, but we all want to have goals, and that's one of mine. These are looking real good now, and so it's time to flip those birds on over. Now, when it comes to cooking mallard, they say that when the skin side is down, you want to give it about 5 to 8 minutes for that side. And then once you flip, only about 3 minutes. Keep in mind that that also depends on the temperature you're cooking them at. If your grill is super warm and you don't have a bit of that crisp wind that I am fighting today, then it may not be nearly as much as that. Now these are ready to come off. Let's get those off of that heat. Woo! Listen to that sizzle. My rice is looking great, so I want to take that off too. Let me just, peek at that beautiful wild rice. Fantastic. Let's have a closer look at these guys. Oh, wow. Could not be happier with how those have come out. That crisp, is gonna be like a crackle in my mouth. Now, similar to steak, I wanna let these rest so that my juices don't just run out as soon as I cut it. And in the meantime, I'm gonna try our mushroom rice. Look at the steam coming off of that. Oh, yes. Oh, that is nice. Very earthy, but that onion soup is really coming through as well. That really took this game up a notch. All right, so in the real world, I would try to let this rest a little bit longer, but in this world, right now, I cannot wait. I have no patience. I need to try a little bit of this. Oh my goodness. You may not have heard it, but there's a little snap when I broke through to that skin. Ooh, thank you, Lord. This feathered friend has become my best friend. Oh, it is juicy. And that crunch just, it is so good. It is so good, friends. you're going to love this. Oh, and my family's gonna go nuts, and I know yours is going to as well. In Canada, there are over 30 species of wild ducks. The more commonly known are redhead, pintail, and of course, the mallard. Of all the ducks, mallards are the most recognized. As a member of the dabbling duck family, they have the most expansive breeding range of any other duck in North America. They can be found as far north as central Alaska and Yukon, and as far south as Mexico. The male mallard is the most recognizable with his white band on his neck and bright green head. His beak is yellow to yellowish brown with coral red feet. The females are much more subtle, with being mostly a mottled brown color. Their wingspan ranges from 32 to 39 inches and are typically heavier than other dabbling ducks at 1.5 to 3.5 pounds. Female mallards typically lay 8 to 13 eggs. Incubation usually takes 27 or 28 days, and fledging takes around 50 to 60 days. Ducklings are able to swim almost immediately after hatching. Mallards are omnivores and feed on insects like beetles, flies, and dragonflies, as well as worms and crustaceans. The majority of their diet consists of plant matter like roots and a variety of seeds. Mallards have been used as food since ancient times, dating back to 3200 BC. Usually only the breast and thigh meat are used in cooking and are often braised, roasted, or, like today, pan-seared.
The Wild Grill is brought to you by Napoleon Grills, North Fork Bison,
Time for dessert, friends. And we are having, as you well know by this point, chocolate mousse with strawberries. Now this is an easy peasy lemon squeezy dessert, super duper yummy to add. So let's get into it. We're going to take our cast iron pan, we're gonna get that heated up. Okay, so while that's heating up, we wanna get our chocolate chips and a little bit of water mixing together on there. We'll give this a nice stir. Now my chocolate has nicely melted. Now what we want to do is take a lightly beaten egg yolk. We're going to add some hot chocolate mix into that. Give this a little stir. And we're going to incorporate this right into our pan with our melted chocolate chips. Now we're going to stay here for about 2 minutes and keep stirring. Make sure it doesn't burn. We're going to watch it like a hawk. And basically we're just watching for it to thicken up slightly. All right, that is nice and it's thickened up to where I want it. Now we're going to take it off the heat and get it into a small dish and let it cool. Ooh. My daughter is reading Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory right now, and the smells coming off this pan, oh my goodness. It's like she's gonna be in the book tonight. This is Mummy's version. And now we are going to whip our cream for our mousse. All right, let's get that beautiful cream in there. Time for some elbow grease. No electric beaters here. My cream has thickened to where I want it, but now that this has cooled down, I'm just going to add in my vanilla and give that a bit of a stir. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, at this point is now when we want to add our sugar into our cream, because we are going to whip that up a little bit more until I start to see those soft peaks form. I would say we are there. We have arrived. And next up, we want to fold in our chocolate mixture. Gently does it on this one. We don't want to break down any of that height we just got off of our lovely cream mixture. Now that is fully incorporated, so all we have to do now is get it over into our cups. Now feel free to use ramekin, really whatever type of style you want. Today I'm using these nice little cups so that my family can really enjoy seeing the mousse in the cup. I think that'll be special for them. So we're just going to spoon these in. Now some people, when they're making mousse, they like to put a little dollop of whipped cream on top of theirs in the bowl. Feel free to go right ahead and do that as well. And now I just want to dust a little bit of our hot chocolate powder on top. That will look so pretty. It's really the little things in life, isn't it? Just a little added touch. And now I'm just going to slice up a few of these strawberries for that finishing touch. And there we have it, friends, delectable chocolate mousse. Now I just want to get these in the fridge, let them sit for about 2 hours. Just like in my childhood, I get to lick the bowl. Oh, they're gonna love that. So light and so fluffy. What a perfect way to end this menu today. Cooking wild duck breasts at first can sound a little daunting, but hopefully after what you've seen today, you are now thinking, it might just be time to invite this feathered friend over to your place for dinner. Check out our website for all of today's recipes and more. And thank you for joining me on the Wild Grill, full of flavor.